YouTube, what is good? Welcome back to another video. It has been a hot minute, and it actually has been a long time, probably a couple months since I've done a video. Monk mode, what exactly is it, why I'm doing it, what I think is going to come of it. Now, monk mode, or at least my version of monk mode, is going to be no tech at all. So no phone. Well, I can obviously have to use my phone for work, people calling me, whatever, but no Instagram, no YouTube, no TikTok, no Snapchat, no Twitter, none of that stuff for 30 days. The only things that I'm going to be allowed to do are read, journal, reflect, meditation, that sort of stuff. So really try and declutter the life, just really get back to being in my own thoughts and with my own thoughts, rather than constantly looking at other people and what other people are doing. Since I've started JBM and posting content, Instagram, whether that be on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever it is, I don't think I've taken longer than a couple of days away from social media. So it's going to be a big challenge, I think, but also I think I'm going to get a lot of benefit from it. So like I said, no unnecessary tech use, no just scrolling for the sake of scrolling, no bullshit fucking wasting time on social media looking at other people doing whatever the fuck they're doing. I just want to get back to doing what I want to do, have a chance to have a break from constantly keeping up with other people, really just focus on myself and my own thoughts and my own actions proactively rather than reactively. That's pretty much what it is. 30 days of voluntary solitude from social media in a hope to better understand my own thought processes and where I'm at in life and where I'm trying to go next. That's pretty much what it is. Let's jump into exactly detailed of why I'm doing it and what I think is going to come from it. Alright, why am I choosing to do this shit? Let me just set this camera up a bit better. Alright, like I said before, over the last 18 months, since I've been starting to post, fitness content, whatever content it is, YouTube, social media in general, I haven't taken longer than a couple of days away from socials or replying to people or commenting on people's photos or whatever it is. So that shit takes a toll mentally, and I don't think that you really realize how much of a toll that constant comparison to others or watching other people's lives really takes on you until you take a step back and go back to what you were doing beforehand. So this is an opportunity for me to reflect, look back on what I've done, and then really make a decision on where I want to go, who I want to be, both as a person and in business and in my socials or whatever sort of presence I have on other people. I think it's very easy to get caught up in comparison to others, and I know that I'm guilty of this, even though that I preach not doing it. If you see people in life that are where you want to be, you think that you need to do the things that they are doing. Or for me in particular, I think that the kind of content that I need to post needs to be this way in order to me to get this client or whatever it is. So it's really just a chance to go back to basics and spend time with myself and force myself to go into my own mind, into my own thoughts, rather than be reactive to what everyone else is doing. Journaling is obviously going to be a big part of this, so writing down what it is that I'm thinking and feeling, and how I'm progressing through this 30 days, to really reflect on thoughts that are coming into my head, the feelings that I'm getting through doing this, why they're occurring, and how I'm going to use that to be a better person, be a better business person or better coach, whatever it is that I'm doing in life. The bottom line is it's just a time to reflect on how far I've come or what I've done and where I want to go in the future and who I want to be, just to reset and to move forward. That's pretty much why I'm doing it. What do I think is going to happen? I think I'm going to be actually pretty sweet. To be honest, I don't really enjoy social media that much. I do it because it's my job, and it's because in today's day and age, in the business space that I'm in, if you don't have a social media presence, you don't have a business. So I don't think the social media part of it's going to be that hard. I think that I'm going to be forced to have some difficult conversations with myself and difficult thoughts going on in my head. But I'm sort of keen for that. I like putting myself into a bit of a struggle and a bit of a, you know, forcing myself to think differently. So I think I'm going to enjoy that aspect of it, to be honest. It is going to be hard not looking at people, keeping up with people or whatever. But, you know, I think that the other side of it is going to be more beneficial than having social media on every day, scrolling and whatnot. So I think I'm going to enjoy it. I don't know whether that's going to be the case exactly, but I guess let's wait and find out. That's pretty much the what, the why and the how of the monk mode over the next 30 days. I'm going to go and get into it, and I'm going to catch up with you in a couple of weeks to see how I'm progressing, see what I'm thinking about everything, and, you know, what I think the next 30 days are really going to be for me. See you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks later.
What's up, guys? Hope you enjoyed my little skit, or wannabe skit. The truth is, it couldn't be anything further from the truth. I'm dead ass enjoying monk mode. It's actually been 2 weeks. I was gonna do a video every single week, and then I was going, oh, you know what, it's gonna be pretty boring. Just me talking about it and whatever, you know, the day-to-day stuff. But then I also thought, I always wish that I documented the shit that I'm doing heaps more, just so that I can look back on it in years or months or whatever and know what I was doing, know how I was feeling and whatever. So it's been 2 weeks. What I'm pretty much going to do is have a look through my little journal that I've been taking down every day, and take some of the key things out of it and explain to you guys, if you guys do actually end up seeing this, what it's been like, the things that I've noticed, the things that I've enjoyed, disliked, and then what I'm pretty much going to do, you know, going forward. Let's jump into the journal entries for the first 15 days of monk mode. Day 1, pretty much as soon as I put up the Instagram photo and deleted everything, I had this weird, like, almost uncomfortable and uneasy feeling of anxiety. Like, I think based off, you know, what am I going to miss out on, who's going to be trying to contact me, you know, just because I'm so used to waking up, going on Instagram and stuff like that, because it is my job, but also spending so much time on there, just scrolling and watching other people's content and stuff like that. So I felt a lot of anxiety straight away. But pretty much after the first day, that went away completely. That anxiety was replaced by clarity. I've never felt so clear and just focused on whatever it is I'm doing in the last, you know, 2 weeks. Zero distractions. My screen time's gone from like 6 hours a day down to about 2.5. I've only been reading, writing, doing journaling, stuff that's actually productive. What used to take me 5 hours or 6 hours to get my work done for that day, I'm getting it done in about 2.5 hours. Just based off the big, rather, amount of decrease in transition time. So when I'm going from one task to the next, there is no scrolling, fucking around, doing bullshit stuff. It's just finish that task, go on to the next, because that is the only thing that you have to do. There is no Instagram that's distracting you. There is no Facebook or YouTube or whatever that's distracting me like there normally is. I have found it very, very beneficial. That was just after 2 days, okay? The other things that I've learned is that when you don't have things distracting you, you're forced to think deeper. Actually been reevaluating who I am, who I want to be, where I'm going, and I've learnt so much about myself and the way that I act and the things that I'm trying to achieve in the last 2 weeks. I just didn't even think were possible. Let me elaborate a little bit. I've realised that doing all the things that I do, I've been very focused on business in terms of growing JBM, in terms of growing the things that I'm doing, rather than actually loving the process, rather than doing these things because I enjoy them. The reason why I started, you know, my fitness and my YouTube and my content and stuff like that was because I loved it. Like, I loved fitness so much that I was happy to just do that for free. As I've gone on, these are the big things. Lack of patience, because I'm used to seeing everyone else on Instagram, you know, seeing what everyone else is doing, I think that I need to be there. I think I need to be where they are. And because of that, it's forcing me to be more focused on selling JBM, acquiring new clients rather than just putting out the best content and doing the things that I love. You know, so patience, consistency is another big one. When I'm distracted or I've got a million other different things going on in my life, consistency is very hard to find, and consistency is the key to progress. They are the two big things for me. Walking away from this next 30 days, I know that what I'm going to be putting out as a person, as an individual, is going to be so different compared to what I've been doing the last, let's say, 3-6 months. I'm going back to doing what I love, you know. I realize that nothing happens overnight. JBM's not going to be successful overnight. Whatever it is that I'm doing isn't going to be a massive success overnight. The best thing to do is do the things that you love. You know, the things that I would enjoy, that's what I'm going to go back to doing, and just, you know, whatever happens, happens. The biggest single thing that I can take away from the last 2 weeks is that just enjoy life. It's all okay. You don't need to be a success. You don't need to make $1 million. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do that. Those things are great. And if you're an ambitious person that is driven to do those things, then go for it. I am one of those people, but I also know at the same time that it's all okay. Everything happens the way that it's meant to. You know, setbacks come, mistakes happen, failures come and go. The last 6 months of my life has been a fucking roller coaster, to say the least. And I think that, you know, the last 2 weeks have been a massive, massive help for me to reset, reevaluate where I'm trying to go and what I'm trying to be. That's pretty much it for now. Like I said, I can't recommend this enough so far. I've got another 2 weeks to go. I will do another recap, maybe at the end of next week, but probably at the end of the 30 days, and let you guys know exactly my thoughts and feelings on the whole experience. But so far, I wish that I could do this all the time. If my business didn't revolve around social media, I would happily delete everything forever and never go on it again. For the next 2 weeks, I'm doubling down on the journaling, the reading and that sort of stuff. I've been creating some really good content that I fuck with. I love to watch myself. So I hope you guys love it as well. But you'll see that stuff once I'm back on socials. Until I see you guys again, Monk Mode so far has been Monk Mode, 30 days complete. I thought it was only fitting to do the recap, the end of the vlog in the gym, where all this shit started, the reason why I started doing this stuff in the first place. So let's jump into the recap, talk a little bit about how everything went and what I think of the whole process and whether I think you guys should have a go at it or not. Let's go. All right, so as I said, today, or actually yesterday, was the last day of the 30 days of Monk Mode. So over the last 30 days, I've done no Instagram, no Facebook, no Messenger, no Snapchat, no TikTok, no YouTube. Completely my version of Monk Mode. Any unnecessary tech use out the window, no scrolling, no looking at people, no following people on their socials and what they're doing. Purely just being with myself, my own thoughts, reflecting on who I am, where I've been, where I've come from, and what I'm trying to do next. I can't remember exactly what I've said in the first two videos, but I know that I was a bit nervous for it. Nervous because I didn't really know what to expect, didn't really know how I was going to react, I didn't know how hard it was going to be. But I can safely say that it's been the best thing I could have done. It's been the best thing I've done for a long time. I was very anxious initially when I first took it off because I was so used to, you know, messaging people or keeping up with what everyone's doing or making sure that everyone could keep up with what I was doing. But over the last 30 days, I've realized that none of that shit actually matters at all. Being able to go back to just being me with my own thoughts, reflecting on my own actions has been so beneficial. I can't even really put it into words, but I'm gonna try. I've realized that a lot of what I do is because I've realized that I thought that's what I needed to do. The content that I put out, the way that I acted, the way that I lived my life was what I thought was the right thing to do because of who I wanted to be. And I realized that I've got so fucking far away from the reason why I started doing this shit in the first place. And the reason why I started doing it in the first place was because I just loved it. I loved getting into the gym, fucking training hard, pushing myself, being a better person, growing, and then documenting that to see and hopefully try and inspire you guys to do the same. As I've gone on and became more of a business for me, I've been so business focused that I'm trying to grow the business and trying to get the next client and do this and do that, that it's taken away from the love of what I've really wanted to do and why I really started doing this stuff in the first place. I've come to the decision that I'm doing whatever the fuck I want and I'm putting out the content that I want to from now on. Wherever you are in life, you're there because you want to be there. The trajectory that I was going on wasn't really in line with what I really wanted to do and who I really wanted to be. Probably been coming across as a bit of a fucking uptight, you know, angry, fucking serious dude when that's not really what I want to be. You know, life isn't meant to be fucking so stressful and isn't meant to be hard, and you don't need to put so much pressure on where you are, where you're trying to get to. It's better to just live your life the way that you want to live it, put out what you want to put out, and just love what you do. Going forward, I'm going to not put so much pressure on JBM to grow and just live life, love training, love putting out content that I love to put out. And hopefully if you guys take inspiration from that and try and be better and try and grow, I can help you in that way. You know, my goal with all this is always to help as many people as I possibly can. And I know now that putting out content that's down your throat, in your face, saying do this, do that, it's not the most beneficial thing for you guys. And then it's not the most beneficial thing for me because I don't really love putting that shit out. Put out the stuff that I want to do, and if you guys like it and you guys enjoy it, then I know you'll be able to get value from it that way. I cannot explain how good this has been. I wish I'd never had to go back to social media. It has been the best thing for me mentally, just to be forced to be deep in your own thoughts and not look at other people. I'm going to definitely minimize the amount of time I spend on social media other than the business and posting content. I'm going to really minimize scrolling and watching other people's, because what other people are doing doesn't actually matter a fuck in my life. The only thing that matters is me and what I'm doing and making sure that I'm living truly in line with my values and who I want to be. The biggest thing is that you're enjoying doing the things that you love on a day-to-day basis and you're living true to you. I hope that all you guys have a go at this. It's hard, the first couple of days is hard, but then you realize that all that shit that you do on a day-to-day basis isn't because you actually like doing it, isn't because it's beneficial for you, it's because it's a fucking habit. Social media is a habit. Going on Instagram is a habit. Watching YouTube videos that are pointless, it's just a fucking bad habit. Have a go at it. Promise you'll get tremendous value from it. I know that I definitely have. I just need to be me, be happy being me, and putting out the things that I know that are beneficial for other people if they can take some inspiration from it. The seriousness level of the things that I put out in my life is going to come down, and I'm just going to live. I'm really glad that I've done this. I'm glad that I've documented it so I can look back and hopefully you guys take some value from it. But in terms of monk mode, it's been a massive, massive success. I'll definitely incorporate weeks or a couple of weeks at a time throughout the year where I just completely black out from socials and have nothing. But going forward, I'm in a much better headspace and mindset about where I want to be, who I'm going to be, where I'm trying to get to, and the things that I need to do to get there. This little summary is going to be short and sweet because I've got a fuckload of work to do, a lot of editing, and I've got to get massive in the fucking gym. So I appreciate you guys watching if you've been here and you've watched the whole video. I love you guys. You guys are the reason why I get to do these things and, you know, put out the content that I love because, you know, you guys like it, or I hope you do. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you're thinking about doing monk mode, fucking do it. You will find tremendous value in it. That's it for me. It's time to get back on with life. It's time to get back on with business. It's time to get back on living my best life, true to myself and my values. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.